Hi, my name is Chloe Yofan, and I'm a first-year Artist Diploma student here.
Well, welcome to the podcast. And I
Thank
know you're a
you.
student, but you're doing a lot that students might not do, right? You've had
Yes.
a crazy year that
Yes.
just keeps getting better and better. And you're just announced, so you're the assistant concertmaster of the Austin Symphony.
Yes, I am.
So tell us, how did this come about?
So I actually joined ASO last year. Last August, they had an audition, and I had subbed the previous year with the orchestra. But last year they had an audition, and I won a position in the second violin section. And so I played with them for a year, and then they had an opening in the assistant concertmaster position. So I just decided to audition, and I won. So that was in August. So it's been a couple months now that I've been in that new position.
Okay, and so is it the same thing? Like once you're in the orchestra, do you still have to play behind the curtain and all of that?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. The audition was completely blind. They have a couple different procedures for people who are already in the orchestra. Like you don't have to play in the first round technically, but I did. But yeah, everything was blind, and then they just there were 4 rounds in this audition, which is kind of a lot. My first audition, there were only 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
What's a bigger position?
yeah.
Yeah.
It was a more intense audition.
Yeah. And for those people who might not know, like, can you explain a little bit, like, what does the conductor do? What does the concertmaster do? And what does, like, an assistant concertmaster do?
Yeah. So like in an orchestra, the conductor obviously is the person waving their hands up front. And they just, well, they have a lot of responsibilities, obviously. But I guess the most like straightforward one is they're just making sure the orchestra stays together and everyone knows what they're doing, and they kind of lead the interpretation of the music among a bunch of other things. And then the concertmaster, I would say, is kind of like the leader of the entire orchestra, but also specifically for the first violins, and sort of they lead the other sections. So like kind of the leaders of each section will like watch the concertmaster, and then everyone in the section watches the leader of their own section, if that makes sense. It's like very complicated. But so there's the concertmaster, and then there's the associate concertmaster, who's second chair, and then there's me, the assistant concertmaster, who's third chair. And then from there, it's just the section.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, what are your duties?
If the concertmaster is not there, then everyone kind of moves up. And so I would take the place of like the associate concertmaster, and the associate concertmaster would move over and become the concertmaster. So there's just more like leadership, more of a leadership position for the associate and the assistant concertmaster. And since you're sitting in the front too, people can kind of like look to you to know how to play a specific passage or things like that.
Do people ever like reach out after rehearsals or just at random times and be like, how does this sound? Is that okay? Or
Most of the time they'll ask the person who's sitting first chair, so the concertmaster, just because the concertmaster or like the principal of their section, because the person who's sitting in that position is kind of the one making the decisions, and then they pass it back to the rest of us. So yeah, I mean, we kind of like help lead the section, I guess, but we don't, if you're not sitting in that first chair position, you're not really making the decisions.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So was there any, how did they, like, you're pretty young to be in this
Yes.
position. Was there any pushback? Did they kind of welcome you with open arms? How's
No,
the vibe
yeah, they
been?
were welcoming. I mean, obviously they all knew me since I was in the orchestra already.
You had
And
some street cred in
yeah.
this section. Yeah, yeah.
And I had actually before I won the position, they had asked me to sit principal second for our first concert of the season. So I think they trusted me. And I was tenured in my old position, which is a whole other process. Like you have to play a certain number of concerts, and you have to sit in the front stand for a Masterworks concert so that the principal and the conductor and the concertmaster can kind of like evaluate you. And then they vote on whether or not to give you tenure. So anyway, I received tenure last year, so they were happy enough, I guess, with me. And then, yeah. And actually, a lot of the people who were in the finals for the assistant concertmaster audition were younger. I mean, I was the youngest, but I think all four of us, I think there were four of us who were left, and we were all in our 20s or 30s. Okay. So I feel like a lot of the people that they've hired recently have been on the younger side. So I don't think they have any like reservations about.
But there's no matter where you go, there's an old guard, right?
Yeah,
so it's nice that they're welcoming you.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's they're a really nice group of people.
Yeah, and you've got a big concert, so they're doing Beethoven's Fifth, right? In just a couple days.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, and then you also have like the planets coming up, right?
Yeah.
You've got Mozart's Requiem coming up, and so how do you learn all that music while still being a student here?
It's very busy. Yeah. I mean, we probably have like, so we tend to have one Masterworks concert a month, which is our like main concert series. And then we have maybe one or two other smaller concerts, like a pops concert or like a young person's concert, or like we just did Halloween. So we usually have like 2 to 3 different programs a month, depending on the month. But yeah, I mean, I think for me it's a little bit harder because since I'm younger and newer to the orchestra, a lot of this music I've never played before. Whereas like if you've been playing in a professional orchestra for like 20 or 30 years, you play a lot of the same stuff that's like famous. So luckily I have played Beethoven 5 a couple times. Okay. So sometimes I get lucky and already know it. But you just have to really plan ahead. And they give you the music maybe like a couple weeks in advance. Okay. So you have time to prepare it. But yeah, I mean, obviously I'm still in school, so I have UTSO, I have my quartet and my lesson repertoire. So I'm kind of just like juggling a bunch of different things all at once.
Yeah, and let's talk about the chamber music because, I mean, you're like so successful in the orchestra world, but then there's like this whole other side where you're equally successful, right? So talk a little bit about like kind of some of the awards you've won with your group this last year.
Yeah, so I'm a part of my quartet. We're called the Soha Quartet, and we're all students at UT.
Where does that name come from?
It's actually a restaurant in Austin.
Oh, okay.
It was the first time that the four of us all hung out together, and that was two years ago, like almost to the day, actually.
Wow. Does that restaurant know that?
No. They don't know us. We just like we're trying to come up with a name when we were getting started, and we were like kind of throwing around all these different Austin landmarks or like terms, and someone was like, "What about Soha?" And it kind of has a nice ring to it. I don't know. So
much better than like Barton Springs Quartet.
Yeah,
right, or
yeah. So we were like, yeah, okay. And it's a Korean restaurant, but I don't think it really means anything in Korean, so we just chose it. Yeah. So anyway, we started playing together like a year and a half ago, basically, and we last year decided that we wanted to like do some competitions and sort of become a little bit more serious. So we competed in the MTNA competition, the Music Teachers National Association Chamber Music Competition, and we ended up winning.
Which is huge because there's like little regional chapters everywhere, but this was the main
this was the national competition. And there were, I think, maybe like 6 groups or something in the string division for the finals. So yeah, we won first place, which was
that your
really,
first competition
it
you
was,
ever did?
yeah. It was
Oh
really
my gosh.
exciting. We didn't really know like what to expect because we'd never done one before. And I think all competitions are pretty different. So we just kind of went into it and did our best. And then, it worked out. And then that was the other like really fun thing about that one is that Zed, the saxophone quartet here, also won first place in the wind division.
Yeah.
So, and we didn't like know that we were both of our groups were going. So you just
happened to see them there?
Well, I think we found out like as we were like the day we were traveling or something. And so at the award ceremony, I think Zed, they did the wins first, and we were like so happy for them. And then they announced us, and we were like, "Oh, great!" Like, hook 'em. And we like got to celebrate with them. That was in Minneapolis. So that was really fun. And then
I'm sure saxophone players know how to celebrate.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And it was so funny too because we didn't really know them before.
Mm-hmm.
But then I feel like that like really bonded us together. And now we're all friends. And we've gotten to do a lot around Austin too, which is really nice. Like we're working with ACMC right now, the Austin Chamber Music Center. We're coaching a high school quartet, which is really cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So like each week, a different one of us will coach them. And then
my daughter was part of that program.
Oh.
But it was like the junior high program.
Yeah.
And she loved it. I mean, it was incredible.
Yeah. Well, and now my professor, Sandy Yamamoto, is the director of that, which is really cool. To like just see everything that she's doing with the program, and like it's so nice to be able to work on like the faculty side because I feel like I'm always like a student.
You're transitioning out though.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of weird, that because like I know people in like where I'm the student, but then it turns around and I'm like the teacher, and it's kind of a strange dynamic.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're working with ACMC, and like last spring we did we called it like a tour, but it's not a tour, where we went around different elementary and I think elementary, middle, and high schools. Maybe just middle and high schools, where we played for students. And then we also got to coach like different chamber groups and like an orchestra once actually as a quartet, and kind of did like a little presentation for a handful of schools. So that was really cool. We played at the Chamber Music America conference in February, which was also very cool, like because we all are very into chamber music, and so all of like the chamber music superstars were there, and we got to hear some of them and like play in a master class and stuff. So yeah, we've been like very lucky. I feel like we've been getting to do a ton of stuff in the last year or so.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. Did you come to Butler to study with Sandy?
Was that
the main thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually had applied here for my undergrad, and then I didn't end up coming, but I met Sandy.
Where did you do your undergrad?
I did my undergrad at Eastman.
Oh, okay.
In Rochester, New York. And then I came here for my master's. So that was 2023. Because I knew Sandy, and I was just kind of trying to figure out like what I wanted in my master's degree. And I I mean, I didn't know her very well, but like I took a lesson with her and I really liked it. And Austin seemed like a cool place. And then, of course, like the Miro Quartet was another big reason why I came here. And I had met them when I was in high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they actually came to my high school.
No way, really?
When I was a freshman. Yeah.
Did you grow up in Rochester?
No, I'm from Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So, and Josh, the cellist, is from Pittsburgh, which is cool. We have that little connection. But they came to my high school and did like a master class with us and a little performance, and we got to talk to them. So that was like the first time that I was introduced to anyone really from UT. So it was on my radar, and then the time was right for my master's, and then I did 2 years here, and in my, going into my second year is when I won the position with ASO.
Okay.
So that kind of, I feel like, cemented me a little bit more in Austin. And so I decided to stay for my Artist Diploma. And now I'm here.
So this is the first semester of your Artist Diploma. It's a 2-year program?
It's 2 years.
Okay. Yeah. Very cool. So are you, who's in charge of the chamber music group? Is there like a leader, or do you just get together and decide everything as a group?
We kind of do everything as a group. I feel like we sort of divvy up the responsibilities, like, which is more just like logistical stuff. But I feel like we're all pretty much on the same page in terms of what we want in a group, which is really nice. I think it's pretty rare to have a group where like you all like each other and you're
that is rare.
Like,
no matter what you do in life, where people get together and like each other.
Like your sort of vision aligns. So that's really nice. Like we don't really have any disagreements on anything. And then, of course, like our coaches, right now, our coaches are Sandy Yamamoto and Josh Gindel. And so they also sort of help guide us and like give us advice on things that we're thinking about doing. And
the Miro Quartet, that started in college. It started like a program like yours, right?
Like you mean their quartet? Yeah, they were at Oberlin. Not all of them. But yeah, they were kind of like in Ohio at the time. And then I believe they all went to Juilliard as a group. And my professor, Sandy, was the original second violinist of the group. During that time, she was the second violinist. And so, so she obviously played a big part in the formation of that quartet too, which was really like interesting to me. But yeah, they were like around our age, which is crazy. Like I feel like I don't know how they were so successful when they were so young.
Well, that's exactly what everyone's saying about you.
Oh, no.
You go to your first competition, you get first place, right?
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of happened that way. But yeah, so they also, I mean, we don't work with every one of them on like a daily basis, but they also are like big role models for us, I think. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. What advice would you give to somebody who wants to become like you? Like someone in high school,
Ooh.
Right? It's like if you could go back and tell yourself like the high school.
That's a good question. I feel like just being really dedicated and diligent. Like I feel like when I was in high school, I was not diligent enough about practicing, and it worked out for me. Like I feel like in my undergrad I worked really, really hard. And so I think just it sounds like so basic, but just like practicing and staying dedicated to what you're doing is just really important. And then also like I think a big thing for me is like being invested in what you're doing too, and like caring about the people that you're working with and like the community that you're working with is just like really important to me too. And I feel like a lot of my teachers have like instilled that in me, which I really appreciate. So yeah, just like I feel like being invested in what you're doing is a really big thing. Yeah.
What age did you start playing?
I started when I was 5.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been doing this like my whole life.
Was there like a local conservatory there you went to, or was it
No,
just private lessons?
I just took lessons. My friend, when I was 5, she was also 5. She started taking violin lessons, and I just thought it was like super cool. And so I asked my mom if I could start taking lessons too, and she found me a teacher from a flyer at the community center.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I took lessons with that person for a long time, like 7 years or something like that. And then I had a couple other teachers growing up, but yeah, I never participated in any like pre-college program or anything. I was in the Pittsburgh Youth Symphony for a couple years in high school, and my last teacher in high school was in the Pittsburgh Symphony.
Oh, nice.
And then I did play they had a sort of affiliated program called Youth Chamber Connection.
Oh, nice.
Which is a chamber music program for high schoolers and middle schoolers maybe.
Kind of what you're coaching now.
Yeah, it's basically like that. And so we got to be coached by some members of the Pittsburgh Symphony, which was really nice. And yeah, so that was, I was in PISO and doing that stuff, but I feel like I didn't start out with those like institutions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just taking lessons.
The 5-year-old, your friend.
Yeah.
Did she continue?
I think she did for a while, but now she's actually an actress, which is really funny. She lives in New York. She went to NYU for acting. And so it's super
She stayed in the arts world.
Yeah, she's definitely very artistic. And we keep in touch every now and then. So, yeah.
That is so cool. So cool.
Yeah.
So what would you have done? So you said you wish you had been like a little bit more dedicated in high school.
Yeah.
Sounds like you were pretty dedicated though. You were doing like the chamber stuff.
I was, but also like I feel like a lot of people from when they're really young, or at least in high school, say I'm going to be a musician when I grow up. And I just didn't really have that realization, I guess, until...
So in high school, you didn't think you'd grow up to be a musician?
No.
Okay.
Not until like junior-ish year of high school, I would say. I didn't really make that decision. I remember my teacher saying, so when you apply to like music school, and I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not doing that. But then it just, I don't know, I felt like I became more and more like involved. And then I felt like I didn't want to quit, and I wanted to keep doing this. But I never, like when I was younger, I didn't make a decision like I want to be a violinist when I grow up or anything. Like I always really enjoyed it, but I didn't think that was going to be what I ended up doing. I don't know.
What would you have done?
Well, actually, when I was applying to undergrad, I applied to a lot of dual degree programs for journalism.
Okay.
So I was kind of into writing, and I did like the literary arts magazine in high school and stuff. And I ended up getting a minor in journalism from the University of Rochester. But yeah, I think if I wasn't a musician, I probably would have gone down that route.
Okay.
Yeah. But again, yeah, like even when I was applying to college, I was like, well, let me do both things. And then, I ended up just getting that minor.
Do you think you just didn't want to say it out loud because it was like a scary, like, because I
Maybe.
mean, that sounds scary. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to become a professional musician.
I think also, like, I was in high school growing up, I was pretty, like, serious about academics. And so I was maybe thinking, like, oh, I'm, like, wasting all this time that I've spent, like, studying. And my high school orchestra director, she's, like, been a big mentor to me. And she always told me, you can be a violinist now and doctor later, but you can't be a doctor now and a violinist later, which is, I wasn't planning on being a doctor, but it's just a metaphor for really any career. And so, yeah, I was like, that's true. I'm going to try my hand at this and see how it goes. And so far, so good.
Have you ever gone back to that high school?
Yeah, I actually have.
Okay.
Yeah, I worked with some of her students, like when I'm home for breaks and things like that. But yeah, I mean, she and I also keep in touch quite a bit, which is really nice. So yeah, I'm still like connected to Pittsburgh and everything.
Yeah. Are you going to go back there for the holidays?
Yeah, I'm on Sunday. I'll be going back for Thanksgiving, and then I'll go back for a little bit over winter break too.
Yeah, I'm from Cleveland, and there's nothing like the holidays in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Like, we own that. We don't have anything else. We don't have the great weather, but we do have the holidays.
Yeah, the weather is not great up there. But yeah, it's nice. Like, fall is really nice in Pittsburgh. So I kind of miss that a little bit.
Yeah. So we know some of the cool stuff you're doing with the symphony, some of those concerts. Any other cool concerts coming up? People can see you?
Let me think. So I'll be doing the Nutcracker this December with the Ballet Austin.
We're gonna go.
Oh,
I'll hear
great.
you.
Yeah. So we have like 15 shows or something like that.
And people won't see you because you're in the pits.
Yeah. If you like walk down and peek in, you can see me.
Dressed all in black, right?
Yes. Yeah. So that's always fun. We're also doing Home Alone with the symphony in the middle of December, like where we play the music and they show the movie on a big screen.
Is that hard to do?
It's not that hard. I mean, the music is hard. Like the Star Wars, we just did Star Wars, and all of the movie music I feel like is very hard because
really
yeah, it's just a lot of notes. But we have a click track, like, so we all wear headphones. And,
oh wow.
And then the conductor also has like a screen with a kind of click, and he has a click track in his ear too. So we all know, like, it's very clear because the music has to match up with the movie. We can't be like guessing.
Yeah.
So
so is it just like a click, click, click? Okay.
Yeah. And then the conductor's also conducting, so we all can see what's going on, and then we have it in our ear too. Yeah, so we have that going on. I don't know if you know this, but I'm also in the Austin Opera Orchestra.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's also kind of a new thing as of like September. But
you just didn't have enough on your plates, right?
Yeah, I know. So we just finished our first concerts of the season. And then in the spring, we're doing Fiddler on the Roof and then La Boheme.
Oh, wow. So
that's not for a couple more months.
Have you done any opera here with the Butler Opera Center?
I did La Boheme. Okay. So, yeah, that was the only opera actually that I've played.
Are you doing like the rotations?
Here,
you mean, like you go like the symphony?
Well, this semester I was in UTSO all 3 cycles.
Cool. And then your chamber stuff or any upcoming concerts?
We just had a bunch, so I don't think we're doing any stuff that's like open to the public in the next couple weeks. Next semester I'll have my Artist Diploma chamber recital.
Oh wow. Okay.
So which will be with my quartet. I mean, you can do it with anyone, but it makes sense for us to do it together.
Is that your first recital you'll be doing here with the DMA?
Yeah, or with
not DMA, Artist Diploma.
AD, yeah. I did a solo recital for my master's, but this is my first recital for AD, and then like the following year I'll have 2 solo recitals.
So that's all Not this
Not
next
yes,
se-
like
next year.
2026, 2027.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what made you do the chamber recital first?
Well, part of it is that my quartet, the rest of them are going to be graduating.
Oh no.
Yeah, and so there's not a guarantee that they'll stay.
Oh.
Yeah. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, but I wanted to do it when I know for sure that they'll be here.
No, that's smart. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we're preparing a bunch of music already, so we'll have stuff ready whenever we do the recital. So yeah,
Cool.
that's gonna be, I don't know, sometime in the spring.
Sometime in the spring?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. I'll put all the information down below, and if you get any other gigs, I'll put it in the description below.
Yeah, I'll send you some links.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for sitting down. I really appreciate
Thank you for
this.
having me.
Yeah.